Hello everyone, my name is Redfield, and today I'm excited to show you my park inspired by the town and countryside of Ithaca in upstate New York, USA. I've been playing Parkitect since about 2019, and this is a park I built for the Diorama Challenge back in November of 2022, so you had a blank map with a coaster and you had to decorate around it. So I've never been to New York. I actually live in Oregon on the West Coast, but I feel like New York is just so iconic for the beautiful fall colors, and today we'll be looking at the things that inspired me in that area. Welcome to the train station of Ithaca, New York, and this is inspired by just some vintage postcards from the area. Not sure if this is the exact train station there, but there's lots of great inspiration from architecture you can draw on, and this was really the first building I built in the map. And then surrounding it, I wanted to decorate with this new mod that built these beautiful winding kind of river scenery pieces. So I laid out my river, and then went back. Had some people enjoying it. This little guy and his pup are inspired by this book called 3 Men in a Boat, quite a funny book. And then there is a even sillier sci-fi sequel written about 100 years later called To Say Nothing of the Dog. So we've got them both there. And then our river, rivers are supplied water from typically waterfalls coming from a mountain. And luckily enough, the real Ithaca, New York has a waterfall called Taganic Falls. And so I built that, used some of these water stream pieces in a special effects mod. And a trick here in the building techniques is these trees are actually getting smaller as they go towards the back end. Just like Disneyland, you can use forced perspective, make the second story of your building taller, things like that. And even though we have a relatively small map here, it makes this mountain look quite large. So let's follow our train as it enters the Cave of the Winds here. And this is actually a cave I've been to in Colorado. The East Coast has caves as well, but I thought this was a fun name, a little Easter egg for myself. And then the train comes underground here. We have the coaster station, this beautiful white church, very common in the area on the East Coast. And then just another little cutout here. These are always fun to do. Reminds me of Disneyland. And another sign there. And then sort of to balance out the weight of the map, I built this little mountain hillside and added some details. So camping in the Appalachian Mountains I know is popular. I also love camping here on the West Coast. And then they have these really neat, very tall white fire watch towers, and got a little owl hanging out there. Another iconic part of really any fall area in the US is the pumpkin patch and the corn maze, so I had to have that here. And the corn is a mod piece I actually put in. It's a fun part of the game as well. You can add your own decorations. And then built a little pumpkin patch, a little shopkeeper. This is actually a functioning stall, and then I just decorated it up with some sheet metal pieces, give them some coins, some apples they're selling. Little old-timey truck. You can take your Instagram photos. And I think it's fun with these maps. I always start big, so you're like, okay, this is the corn area, you're having your winding river, and then you can start plopping down your details and just have fun with it. And I think the last major building here is our little mill here. So the early settlers from Europe would often build these mills along a river, and those are a neat thing that I've heard you can see on the East Coast, and I wanted to be inspired by that as well and add a building. One thing I started early on is this would be more of a fantasy map, so of course you wouldn't have a coaster actually going through the countryside like this, but it would be fun as like maybe a diorama you build on your table. And so I did want supports. I don't want this just magically floating, but they don't have to be real looking metal supports. So we do have some of these wood details here. The lift hill is justifying the existence and placement of this mountain. It all melds well together. And then I went for this blue color. as the coaster does interact quite a bit with the water, and then it makes it pop against the green. And I wanted to keep the coaster as the star of the show. So if we zoom out, you can really enjoy the whole layout, and then it's just surrounded by some fun detailing. So for a behind the scenes look at how the terrain works, we do have these scenery essentials terrain pieces, the rock mound, and then these river pieces. So if I grab the river here, you can see there's these neat pieces, and you can just put them together like a little puzzle and lay out a river. And so that was really kind of the anchor piece for this build. One of my favorite details is adding objects that kind of extend to the edge of the map and imply that you're just seeing a slice of the map and it'll continue on further. So we have this power line that goes right up to the edge, and then also this switch track for the train. So I think that's a fun way to make it feel like you weren't boxed in by just this rectangle, but you're seeing a neat part of a larger map. And taking a look at the nighttime view of this map, this is my favorite part. I always save it for the end because it's so much fun to just add all the nighttime colors. And my secret trick I'll tell today is the lit orb piece. So you can take that piece, color it however you like. If you put more in one spot, it makes the light brighter, and you can really use it to add a lot of mood. So, of course, I'm using spotlights here to highlight specific areas. But then if we zoom in as the bats rush out of this cave, I put some orange tones on the top, some purple on the bottom. It's nice to use complementing colors like that. White tones here to make this stand out. Tried to put blue around the river and the supports to sort of define where the coaster is. Moody orange in the corn maze. And it can really just help brighten up a map and give it a great atmosphere, and really bring out the life of this amazing game. And the lighting just looks so good, especially at night. Thanks for watching, and big thanks to Texelraptor for making such an awesome game, and to the community especially for just contributing amazing mods and inspiration and feedback. Hope this inspires others to create your own awesome theme parks. And reach out to me or really anyone on the Discord if you have any questions or ideas. Have a good one.